Hello everyone, myself Ruminder Kaur, and here I am going to start with chapter number 7, Evolution. So, evolution is a process of a change through time. We have changed, we have developed from monkeys, chimpanzees. There are so many similarities among us within the mammals. So it means the changes that has taken place in the morphology, anatomy of the living organism has resulted into new species called as speciation. Before starting the chapter, let's discuss what are the different parts that we are going to study under it. Number 1, we will study origin of life, how Earth and universe came into existence under Big Bang theory. Then there are various evolution of life forms, Earth theory means certain kind of indications that were given that how life started to expand. Then number 3, what are the evidences for evolution? In lower classes like class 10th, you have already studied that fossils, which are the dead remains of plants and animals, are used to find out the different kind of ancestral changes in the bodies of different living organisms. Then adaptive radiation. It means different kind of organisms living at a same place have different variations depending upon the food habits, depending upon the other climatic changes around them. Then is biological evolution. How the different kind of chemicals they have changed into different organisms. That means how proteins they have formed from amino acids and proteins united and a cell has been formed, cell has grown into tissue and ultimately into an organism. Mechanism of evolution means what were the different steps and how this process has taken place that has brought out changes in the living bodies. Hardy-Weinberg principle, it talks about that how the evolution depends upon various factors such as mutations, then genetic flow, then gene flow, allelic frequency, etc. A brief account of evolution talks about different kind of vertebrates, what were their ancestors and how they developed. And last topic is evolution of a man, how the man has originated in Africa and different changes among it has evoluted and changes in the body parts have resulted into evolution. So before starting, let's have a look on a mind map of this chapter. So the mind map of the chapter talks about all the different kinds of topics. So today we are going to study different kind of theories which talks about origin of life. The theories start with biogenesis, then panspermia, theory of chemical evolution, theory of spontaneous generation, and the last one which is accepted today, that is Urey and Miller experiment, which has been described in the diagram also. So let's start with the chapter. So evolutionary biology is a study of history of life forms on Earth. So simply we can define it, it is a process of a change through time. Not only animals has changed, but even the plants. That's why the changes of both flora and fauna that occurred millions of years ago on this earth, it gives us an evidence to study about the evolution not only of these living organisms, but also of earth, stars, and other universe. What were the different kind of theories that were just imagined? So they are making the construed and conjectured stories. What are these? Conjecture means the formation or expression of an opinion without having any certain proof. We are just talking about origin of Earth, the life on Earth by certain scientists, that how they proposed their identifications, certain kind of expressions without having any evidence behind it. And construe means to give the meaning. So in this is the story of origin of life and evolution of life that makes a biodiversity, and even we will talk about different kind of galaxies that how they came into existence. As we all know, to study the distance among different planets, we cannot measure them in any units. So for this, we use light years. So when we look upon stars, we are looking back in time. Stellar distances means the distances among the different planets and stars. So light year is what? Light year is a unit of astronomical distance that is equivalent to that light travels in 1 year. Nearly 6 million miles. So light year is a study of astronomy, that how light has traveled in 1 year. With this, the origin of life is considered a very unique event in the history of universe. The universe is vast. We do not know how many earth, how many moon and how many sun are there. Speaking about earth itself, it is just a minute spot in the universe. So even we cannot imagine that how small earth will look like in a whole universe. Let's come to this slide. Where does life come from? So, can anything originate without anything? Answer is no. There must be something pre-living, pre-existing, from which anything can appear. But what about the beginning? How the first life existed on the earth? So this is just a speck. We cannot find out. There are no certain evidences that can give us a proof that life existed as a Big Bang theory. So it is believed that Earth was just a ball of fire. Earth is approximately 4.5 billion years old. It was hot, barren. Barren means that kind of unfertile condition where nothing can grow. Rocky, it means mountains were there, and bombarded with meteorites. All of you have been studied. Meteorites are those particles that are moving in our space. So atmosphere does not contain any oxygen at that time. It was a mixture of nitrogen, carbon monoxide, hydrogen and water vapors. Poisonous gases, ultraviolet light and lightning was all around. You see the picture of this universe here. You can see if we try to locate Earth in a Milky Way galaxy, we cannot find it out. But in the solar system, we can find out a small structure that is as a Earth. So with this, you can now imagine how big the universe is. That is unimaginable, and it is a huge cluster of galaxies that comprise the universe. We only know about own solar system, that there are 8 planets around us, but we do not know how many galaxies can be comprised in a universe. Galaxies contain stars, clouds of gas and dust. So Big Bang theory is the very first theory. This was the first attempt by the scientists that they explained that how universe came into existence. So from the lower classes, you are being studied that certain explosion takes place. That universe expanded, temperature which was much higher, it slowly came down. Hydrogen and helium, they formed. Gases condensed and they formed the galaxies in which we are living today. So Earth was just supposed to have been formed about 4.5 billion years back. So no atmosphere, only few of the gases which has been talked about, they were present. Rays broke up the water into hydrogen and oxygen, and hydrogen escaped in the atmosphere. Oxygen combined with ammonia and methane to form water, carbon dioxide and other gases. Then only a blanket around our earth, which we call ozone layer, formed in the stratosphere. Water vapors, when they fell as a rain, and they fill the depressions which were as the mountains and the rocky areas on earth, and it makes oceans, seas and other water bodies. After 500 million years, when the earth was formed, after 500 million years, life came into existence. Now let's come to the number second theory of panspermia. Panspermia theory is also talking about spore formation. That's why its name is spermia. It does not give a proper explanation of origin of life, neither origin of life nor of evolution, but it has just explained that something came from out of our universe as an alien, and then only life started existing on this earth. This theory was rejected because of absence of any specific evidences. How can anything else from another planet travel to earth from the space and just started the life over here? This panspermia may be favorite idea for some astronomers, but we can't believe it properly because they said that something has appeared from mud or straw. How can life exist from nothing? There must be something, then only the life can start existing. Even it is related with the theory of spontaneous generation. If you look upon this figure, what can you see? There is one container. In number first condition, it is open. Meat is present. So houseflies can come and they can bring maggots. Maggots are the microorganisms. So the flies or the houseflies which are coming from outer environment, on their body parts, these maggots can attach and they can grow on meat. Life is growing from the pre-existing life that was already in the outer environment. In number second case, cork is used to seal the container. So no maggots have grown because no houseflies were allowed to enter it. Number three, the container has been covered with any membrane. It can be muslin cloth also. So maggots were brought by the houseflies, but they were not allowed to enter inside the container. So no maggots has been generated on the meat. So this theory is called as theory of spontaneous generation. So it can only be possible if the flask or the container, it is not being sterilized. If you visit any of the hospital, all the apparatus and equipments, they are sterilized. Sterilized means free from any kind of microorganisms. Because if the flask in which meat or any other food material has been kept, if already it contains microorganisms, they can easily grow. It can be yeast, it can be bacteria, it can be fungus, anything. So this spontaneous generation theory was also rejected because it has not provided any kind of evidences regarding its establishment. Now coming to number third theory. Let's come to number third theory. Two scientists, one was from Russia and other from England, Oparin and Haldane. They proposed a theory that life can originate from pre-existing non-living organic molecule. Means a living organism has originated from some chemicals. It can be RNA, proteins, amino acids, fats, lipids, etc. And this theory is called as theory of chemical evolution. Means organic molecules have formed from inorganic molecules, and then those organic molecules has given rise to an organism. There were volcanic storms and atmosphere was full of methane, ammonia, carbon monoxide, etc. When these two scientists, they were working, one more scientist came with same idea. That was S.L. Miller. He was from America. He set up the same similar conditions in the laboratory as the conditions were available on the beginning of the earth. So what he did, he took a closed flask and he placed 4 different kind of gases in it. Number 1 methane, number 2 hydrogen, number 3 ammonia, and number 4 water vapors. And the temperature that was set was 800 degrees Celsius. That was equal to the temperature of the earth at the beginning conditions. And then he put electrodes over there so that he can put up a spark. Now here spark is equal to lightning that took place when the earth has started its first step. What happened after a week when he checked that all those gases, they were under the spark condition and they were revolving through the whole tube system. He observed formation of amino acids. Now here you can see organic compounds, they were formed here. See here, 2 electrodes are being taken in a closed flask with 4 gases, methane, hydrogen, ammonia and water vapor with 800 degrees Celsius temperature. Then organic compounds are formed here. So when they were revolved for a week, continuously amino acids were formed. Non-cellular forms of life could have originated 3 billion years back. It can be RNA, it can be proteins. So similar diagram is represented over here as a Miller experiment. So whichever you feel easier to draw, because it is very important part from this chapter, Miller experiment. Water out and in. Whenever there is any air conditioner or refrigerator, we need a compressor. So that is actually a condenser which can lower down the temperature level. So cool water is going in and hot water is coming out. And when it is being revolved for a week, for 7 days, then organic compounds were collected out of it. The first cellular form did not originate till 2000 million years ago. So again I'm coming to the same point. Earth originated very way back 4.5 billion years back. At the earlier stages, every organism was aquatic in nature. They were single-celled, means unicellular organism, and the first form of life, they started from non-living molecules, as most of the scientists, they believe it. Thank you.